Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Health Beyond Borders. I'm your host, Malini, and today we are diving into this very interesting topic that sits right at the intersection between luxury and laparoscopy. We've all seen it. Wellness is everywhere these days, from IV drips in lounges to detox retreats in the rainforest. But as Malaysia positions itself as a global leader in the healthcare, a critical question arises. Where does the pampering end and the medicine begin? To help us navigate this, today we have a couple of interesting guests with us from the AMSPA Association of Malaysian Spas.
Hi, I'm Bibiana Smith. I'm a board member of AMSPA and I'm also a director of Bioessentials, Berhad.
Hi, I'm Hana Halim, the past president of Association of Malaysian Spas, AMSPA, and I'm currently one of the directors for Bunda Haven, a medical spa for women, and also Rehat Rehat Muslim Friendly Spa.
So, Miss Hana and Miss Bibi, thank you so much for being with us here today. Since I want to start again on the topic that I was pressing in earlier, since wellness is everywhere, but the trust in it isn't. Therefore, at the same time, Malaysia is currently positioning itself as an integrative health as part of its medical system strategy. So today we are asking whether that's evolution, progression, or dilution. So let's dive right into the questions. To start off, why does wellness have such a heavy stigmatization problem? As in, especially when it tries to sit alongside formal healthcare. I mean, is it because the lines are becoming dangerously blurred? For example, we are seeing medi-spas where beauticians are administrating injections or procedures that should be strictly by the domain of LCP certified aesthetic doctors. When patients are afraid of being misdiagnosed or physically harmed by untrained hands, isn't that where the trust breaks down?
I think you raise a good point, and those are exactly the words that I would use to describe what's happening and why the lines are blurred is a trust issue. It's the boundaries that are not drawn and not to blame anyone, but it's also not enforced as greatly. So, for example, like you mentioned, there are clinics that are doing injections unauthorized, uh, maybe unsupervised, it's even worse. Unlicensed is another matter because PBT license can be different subject
Yeah.
altogether. But let's just talk about the governance or the implementation and in delivery of these treatments. Are they supervised or done correctly? Right. So and this is all due to the chase of profit. So it's margins over safety is what's happening right now. And because there are cases that has surfaced due to this kind of negligence or this lack of governance, then it kind of taints a bad picture for the other genuine beauty clinics that actually have proper doctors
Yes.
that do actually deliver proper protocols of aesthetics. And the stereotype is there. People will just generalize, oh, this might be hanky panky or this might not be correct. So the question is like, how do you know which ones to go to?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of the fact that most people now are just jumping into the
Right.
bandwagon,
It's
right?
a
Because
trend.
they can see that it's trendy and that especially post-COVID, a lot of people feel like they need to have more self-care and then, they feel like, they need to come out and, look for some other areas that can support their wellness, be it mental or physical. So then you have these unscrupulous parties who felt like that's it, I'm going to jump in because this is trendy now. And that's where, they create a very bad image for those people who are genuinely in the industry, who are actually providing good support services alongside the medical attention that patients are getting.
Right, right.
Yeah. So I think we're here today to help our viewers to understand how they can select, the appropriate services, and how to do it along with the treatment that they are getting.
Right.
Remember, it's not it's not an alternative.
Yeah.
It is tandem. It's in tandem.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like you were saying, if let's say we were to educate the patients before they were to look out for any of these options, what are the first few things that they should consider and have in mind before they should look out for these kind of services out there?
Okay, let's let's just assume the patient is going to a hospital for a specific procedure.
Right.
I think because everybody is different and every individual is different, every body is different. First, identify what is it that you need. What kind of support do you need? Do you need it for the pre? Are you needing it for the post? I think the easiest topic that I can talk about at the moment is probably giving birth.
Right. Perfect.
Because I think that one everybody can understand, and then
Yeah.
from there are more specific examples. So giving birth is let's just say you're having a cesarean
Right.
delivery. It
It's
is
a
still
more-
an abdominal surgery.
Right.
So we treat it as an abdominal surgery. Giving birth is a separate matter, but let's just talk about having an abdominal surgery.
Right.
The preparation for it, knowing that you're going to under the knife. Are you the type? Is your BP going up because you're an anxious person? Are you an anxiety prone person? So what kind of support do you need before your surgery? Those are the things that you could go to a legitimate spa or a wellness center to help with that.
It's more on calming their
It's calming
nervous
the
system.
nerves.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Yes.
Okay.
So and teaching you breathing techniques. These are things that you would even before giving birth, you go for these antenatal classes.
True.
So there is that preparation, and those are not necessarily taught by the doctors themselves or in the hospitals or in the clinics that they're going to.
Right.
So that's number one. So there's one pre-journey, and then there's one post-journey. Okay, so even during for example, the labor itself, right? Like in wellness, we would teach you breathing techniques.
Right.
Your
We would
Lama's
teach you,
class.
yes, we would teach you your movement techniques. So there is that.
So there's an integration
during-
of yoga,
Yes, correct.
like substance. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
So if the healthcare system can allow this integration, imagine how wonderful of an experience that would be, having a mother sitting on the ball instead of just lying down on the bed with the monitors, wired up on the body, but she's being able to move around a bit. So those are little things. And then there is that post. So there's a rehab period.
Right.
What is going on during that period and that journey of recovering? Is that being supported at healthcare level? If it's not, what can wellness do to support that? And then there is that longevity part where what can I do to continue this health that I've just gotten back?
Right.
Right? Supplements and nutrition and all that. So I think those are some steps of like the thought process that has to go into before you search out there. Like, what do you need for yourself first? Determine what you need first.
Right. So basically, the patient has to have a good understanding of themselves.
Correct.
Like how are they going to react to certain surgery or
Correct.
procedures, and then they can mentally prepare for it.
Yes.
Before.
It's
All right.
knowing what to look for is the first step.
All right.
Instead of being sold in marketing, oh, this one
That's
will prepare
right.
you for this, or this one will heal
Just
your scars
looking,
in
just
2
looking
weeks.
at promos or pamphlets without doing proper research
Yeah.
can, give you disastrous results. So for post treatments, I suppose they also should be checking with their doctors. At least tell them, hey doc, I intend to do this. Is it gentle massage or some treatments?
okay?
Is this okay? Will this exercise help to strengthen my core? Because sometimes your muscle have gone to sleep. You want to wake it up a little bit, but not stressing your surgery part. So all that needs to be discussed with the doctor at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
How about patients who are not aware of areas as such? Like they don't even know that they could check about all this with the doctors. Some of them feel like, okay, I'm going for a surgery and I only can ask about that particular surgery. Basically, I think doctors are there to help. So I think it's also important that we can, for the patients to be able to talk to the doctors freely.
Right.
I think here in Malaysia, we have quite a handful of doctors who are very friendly with the patients.
Yes.
And they do take the patient's well-being into like very personally. So
Yes.
yes, I think it's a good point that you brought up. I think it's important for the patients also to look towards the doctor for a more
Yes.
solid advice.
Correct.
Like we say, because the trust issue isn't just skepticism. You know, it is also about clarity and discipline within the industry.
Yeah.
That's true. I feel that since the country and the whole tourism industry is going towards integrative health, right? I think it's time that we also need to create the education, which means the health providers, the doctors, the hospitals per se need to be more open,
Yeah.
to also get to know us, the support industry, the wellness industry,
Right.
to understand how we can work together.
Okay.
I mean, like you say, the patients will, of course, listen to their doctors. So if you get a doctor who is more open to how we can work alongside in terms of providing services, then the doctor can also suggest,
Right.
how about this or how about that? And then that would bring us together in helping the patient to go through their recovery process. Whereas traditionally, you may have different school of thoughts where some doctors are totally immersed in only medical, lack of bedside manners, things like that
right.
does not help the situation. But I think going forward, being more progressive into this integration, and I noticed that, we now invite hospitals to events and so on, it will open up their eyes. Hopefully, I mean, that's what we aim for, isn't it? To educate the health providers in order that they can advise the patients. I mean, that's one channel that we hope to achieve. Yeah.
I'm going to be very blunt.
All right.
It's this goes both ways. It's not just the doctors, it's also us wellness practitioners. So the blunt thing I'm going to say is like everybody has to drop their ego.
Okay.
None of your is like
Yes.
it is really an ego. Like most of the time whenever we try to have this conversation, it's always ego, and it's not just one party. Sometimes it's both parties. Like everybody
Right.
thinks they're right. You're both right. Can't we all both be right? But
Instead of
choose
competing, like,
you're
we
not
can
competing.
collaborate.
Correct.
Exactly.
So to me, all of my collaborations between or integrations are done with people who are able to drop their ego.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so like I hope we can get to that level as fast as possible, because the integration that you have between the traditional science, I know this sounds very contradictory, but there is science being used to prove traditional methods. So if that can be
Absolutely.
integrated with the Western medicine or even Eastern medicine, that will be a much better selling point for Malaysia to have.
All right. That's great. I mean, like, I think we have an idea on trust, credibility, and also the ways to approach this. Okay, so I think we have come to an end of the first segment. We'll take a 15 minutes break and we will dive into the second segment shortly.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
okay.
great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome back. So now that we have identified the trust gap, let's see if the results can bridge it. Therefore, does integrative health actually deliver clinical value, or are we just paying for a better vibe? For example, like if integrative health doesn't translate into better outcomes or clearer value for hospitals, should it still matter to the medical tourism strategy?
Okay. Value. Okay. First things, you guys have to know that value is not just transactional. We're not just talking about how much money it brings to the country and all that, but the value is also including in how they feel holistically, like
Right.
the whole treatment. So if somebody feels safe receiving a certain treatment at a local hospital here, wouldn't that be part of an experience that they would then share back with their
Absolutely, yeah.
members back? And those would translate into testimonials, that would translate into positive experience. And bonus would be if they recovered beautifully.
Right.
Okay, so that's what we're aiming for. So the value is there. Whether or not it turns into monetary or not is a different matter.
Okay.
So I'll give an example. At my spa, Bunda Heaven, we actually had a client who came in with engorged breasts. So she was breastfeeding at that time. So she just gave birth, engorged breasts. And upon checking, my therapist discovered, oh, I cannot do anything about this. She has to go to the clinic because it's an infection. So we, not to turn away the client, but basically we advise her, would you be okay if I recommend you to go to this clinic that we're
It's
working
also
with?
as a part of a precautionary
It's,
step,
yes,
right?
correct.
And
Can
it's
you
a
go there?
service. It's actually showing that we're not just here to
Take your
massage
money
regardless
and
of your
Shows you
condition.
actually
situation.
care
Yeah.
about the
So
patient's
we
well-being.
care,
Correct.
yes.
So she went to the clinic, got the treatments, and then the clinic referred back the client. Okay, after a few how many days, come back to Wonder Heaven to follow up with this, and then we did that.
Right.
So it was a really nice integration, and the boundary was set because our therapist knows this is not my area. This is beyond what I can do. Therefore, I refer you to the right person, to the right expert to do this. And at the clinic themselves, they know that this is no longer my area. I'm not going to be able to boost your milk production. So please go back to
To the expert
to the experts on this,
for
which are my
lactation,
therapists. So we have been working like this for the past 8 years with the clinics nearby.
Okay.
And and our clients trust us because of that, because they know that we have our boundaries. We have earned the trust of our customer, and we are not like afraid to lose the money, because the value that we get from people knowing that we are credible is far more than the monetary value.
That's very beautiful, actually.
Yeah. So that's why, as I was saying earlier, the working together in tandem is very important, right?
Yeah.
To recognize what the healthcare providers can do and what the wellness providers can do in tandem. So even if there's nothing that you can measure in terms of result, it's always that feel good factor.
Yes.
You know. So for example, pre-surgery, pre-procedure. You know, some people have anxieties. They may be worrying, you know, incessantly about what's going to happen on this procedure that's going to happen the next morning. So if they get a little massage to calm them down, and using the right products, I mean, say for example, if you use lavender essential, it's well known to calm you down. You know, it actually makes you feel relaxed. You know, and take your mind off your concerns, because you will be in the good hands of your surgeon anyway. It's just normal for human to go through a little bit of anxiety.
Anxiety.
So when it helps to calm you down, it is already doing something good in you, right? I mean, when tomorrow when you come, you won't be having a high BP reading or something that will affect your
Right.
real procedure.
You'll be at least a little bit more
Correct.
comfortable
You're
and like
comfortable.
relaxed to approach
Your
it.
confidence come back, so you feel good. I'm ready to face this. So I think the feel good factor does have the benefit on your body as
I
well.
want to add on to the feel good. The thing is, if you go to the legitimate wellness centers, your feel good is no longer just a feel good without result.
Okay.
Most of the time, for example, if you employ the right breathing technique, you do get to lower your heart rate. The correct one. I mean, I practice it all the time whenever I need to go to the dentist, because they'll measure your BP before going in.
Oh, okay.
Mine is always high.
All right.
So I'm like,
You
give me
get
1
the
minute.
dentist
Yes,
thing,
I
is
get
it?
the dentist thing. So I like, give me 1 minute, and then I'll
Okay.
I can drop like between 20 to 30 in my number
Exactly.
reading. So they're like, what did you do? I'm like, just breathing, you know.
Okay.
So I can do that. So
So it is possible.
it is possible,
Right.
and it is
It's a fact.
measurable.
Actually, it's a fact.
It is a fact.
Correct.
Right.
Breathing exercise is a
Correct.
fact.
But if you do it
to come.
correctly, then
Yeah.
it's a fact.
Right. That's
so
why
the
it's,
same thing.
it's important for the person who's
It's
teaching it to be
correct.
like, okay.
That's why, like, even when using essential oils, using the correct quality
Essentials.
one
Yes.
will have an impact, the therapeutic quality. But
Right.
if you're gonna get like the cheaper commercial grade,
Fragrance,
then it's
you
not
know.
gonna work. But
Yes.
so the feel good is there, but if you want it to be measurable, then you gotta use the correct and the legitimate
Correct technique,
ones, yes.
correct products, legitimate, authentic, you know.
Right.
Yeah, because in today's market, there's a lot of copycats. People just, as I said, because of the trend, you know, and they just lure you into the cheap pricing. But in actual fact, these are not genuine. They're chemicals, they're
Right.
fragrances, you know. A lot of people don't realize that they think that, you know, okay, if I'm using essential oil, it's like perfume. It is not perfume. It is not fragrance. It is something that comes naturally and originally from a plant source. Yeah, and studies have proven actually that the usage of essential oils does benefit your body, your mind, and the overall the emotional part.
Right.
You
So
know,
essential oils, I believe it's directly linked to how you feel inside when you consume it.
yeah,
Is it?
different
It works
oils. Yeah, it
physically.
works physically. It
Physically,
does work physically. And we already know that actually. In fact, in the olden days, you know, our foreparents, you know, they know where to find certain plants to help you reduce fever
Yeah.
or
Right.
cure certain coughs or even allergies that you're facing, right? Without knowing that it's called essential oils or without knowing it's called aromatherapy, you know, that's a new word coined in the early
Yes.
20th century. But this thing has been in existence thousands of years. And for actually throughout the world.
Throughout the world, yeah.
The Indians,
Everybody,
Chinese, the Greeks, the Persians, they all have used essential oils at some point in time.
yeah. The discovery of like eucalyptus or thyme, those were all like observations from
Yes.
observations in the olden days before labs actually existed.
Exactly.
And then our grandparents, even my grandparents, were still using whatever they could find around the house.
The
What, you
herbs,
know,
yeah.
if it's lemongrass it is. So
Yeah.
whatever it is that can help.
Exactly.
Ginger it is. So it's
Ginger.
like whatever they can find around the house is what they use at that time to help with, you know, curing or
Yeah.
taking care of you.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, if, like the whole community of Malaysia, you've heard of minyak bawang, minyak garlic oil. What else? They would steep leaves, lemongrass leaves, mints. Yeah.
Lemongrass. So it's just that in today's busy world,
Right.
instead of using the original stuff where you have to pound it or make it into a poultice or you have to boil it, you know, so of course we have the convenience in a bottle,
Right.
Yeah.
but it still has to be pure and natural.
Right.
Right? So, very important, I would always say, is read your labels. What's in your labels? So, if you're buying a bottle of lavender oil, it should only say lavender oil or lavender
Angustifolia.
angustifolia.
Okay.
It shouldn't have 5 other things that you don't
All those names
recognize.
that you cannot recognize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then you would be questioning, what is this? You know,
Yeah.
like if you just buy lemongrass, then it should be just be lemongrass oil.
Correct. If
Right?
they are trying to convince you that it's organic or like natural,
Yes.
then why
But
are there
then
names of chemicals
other
in it?
ingredients. So
Yes, okay.
therefore, this is where the regulation comes in because there's a regulation and control on labeling. So if you are an authentic product, your product needs to be notified. It needs to be registered with MPRA. It needs to have exactly all your ingredient listing listed. So we have in Malaysia the control for that, for
Right.
the regulation. So that's where the consumer also needs to be educated on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on essential oils. Right?
Well, and any other products that they want
Okay.
to use anyway.
As
I
long
think
as it is an
it's
organic, I mean, it's been sold
natural.
as organic.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the way that they can
They
identify.
have to read their labels. In fact, I think we are quite savvy nowadays. We are quite
Yeah,
a
can
savvy
just
nation.
scan
Everybody
and
will
then-
read their
Yeah, you can
labels.
just take a picture and
scan
look
it
up on it.
on
Yeah.
your Google camera or something. It'll tell you is it poison or not. Like some names that you see, if they contain like what phthalates, right? Phthalates,
Yeah,
formaldehyde, triclosan, you know,
They're even difficult to say.
polyethylene
Triggers, yeah.
glycol. Some are plastic, you know, some are
Right.
actually fake, or some are heavy metals in there.
Oh.
Then you know that that's dangerous for your body, particularly for this vulnerable group who is actually going through a procedure, going through an actual medical procedure. So you know, because your immune system is lower, you're not
Right.
as healthy as a normal healthy person. So even more so, you have to be careful,
Right.
and that's where they have to be guided properly.
Very
Yeah.
true. Like because people who are after a very complicated procedure tend to
Exactly.
be very weak and like
Yes.
open to be very easily infected.
Absolutely.
So-
And mind you, if you use some of these chemicals, you can get reactions, you know. You get very bad breakouts or allergies or more importantly, some of them are actually carcinogenic. Carcinogenic, you know, like induce cancer and so on. So they have to be very careful.
Right. Apart from the products that the people can use, how can they look out for trustworthy or like accredited centers to approach this? Like, do you have a directory for them to look at? And like, I mean, that would be very helpful for them in a way where they know that, okay, if I go to this place, then I know for sure that they're not going to enlist just anybody. They have like a set of restrictions or like a really filtering kind of process to see if they actually fit as part of your enlisted members. So would you like to speak
Absolutely.
on that?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. Well, first of all, at our association, you guys can actually visit amspa.gov. Sorry, gov terus government.org.my. Sorry. Too much representing for the government. AMSPA.org.my. There we actually have a listing of all our members. The thing that people need to know is we don't have that many members. Like we do have below 400. And there's a reason for it. It's because not everyone is qualified to
Right.
join. And that's due to our regulations or our
Our
checklist, our vetting
vetting
system.
process with the checklist.
Yeah, so we will check whether you have an SOP in the first place.
Okay.
Yeah, so the SOP would indicate that you actually have a proper training protocol, that you do have an emergency protocol, procedures to handle, clients in case of emergencies. So the members that have joined AMSPA, the spas and the premises and the outlets that have joined AMSPA, have actually gone through that process with us. So we would list them on the website for you to refer to. So you guys can actually go to the website to check whether your favorite center
Right. I
is
mean, to
a
see the
member yet.
proximity also, like if it's
Proximate
nearby, they
location
could just go
wise,
for
yeah.
it.
So
Correct.
if you are in this hospital, which is the
trying to say?
approved outlet near me,
Yeah.
which center is near us, you know.
Right.
So
And our new MOU with MHTC, our new collaboration that
on-
we've had
yeah.
will allow a better reach in terms of better assurance on the participating wellness spas or outlets that are actually prepared to receive patients.
Okay.
So all this time, we've always remained, okay, we're just doing general public and all that. But we've actually selected a few of our members who are ready and ready meaning ready to receive patients from hospitals, to work with hospitals in terms of referring their patients to us, because then we would implement certain SOP, especially for safety and understanding the kind of client. So, for example, if you have oncology department from a hospital
Okay.
wanting to refer, so we will make sure that this spa actually has trained therapists
Okay.
to
For-
deliver oncology massage, for example. So, so that will be the extra measures that we're taking.
Okay.
So in
Yes.
terms of a general, like which ones are reliable spas, go to the website and have a look. There's also a spa directory explaining how star rating works in Malaysia. There's information in the spa directory about the massages, the modules, the different types of modalities that's available in the different spas. But most importantly, there will be one more extra page once we launch these members who are participating. These would be the ones who are guaranteed to be safe for hospitals to work with.
Yes, because I think we have included other modalities.
Correct.
Not just focusing on
spas.
spa or facial or mani-pedi, but we've incorporated the fitness,
The Pilates world,
Pilates, yoga,
sound
sound
bathing,
bathing.
studios offering all these alternative.
Correct.
So it's basically you guys are covering like a whole
Covering a bigger
ecosystem of
spectrum of
right.
wellness. Yes.
It shouldn't
Okay.
just be limited to spas. I mean, for me, like if you want to do wellness, let's do wellness.
True.
You know, don't limit yourself just to the spa. So we want it to work. It's also good for us. You know, it's very good for us because physical fitness
Yes.
complements massage also.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yes.
Right. So and we should all work together. So that's what we're all about. The association is about collaborating and making that integrative healthcare possible.
Yes.
Together
Because
with
there can be
MHPC.
gentle ones, and depending on your progression, of course, you start with the slow ones, and then as you get better, fitter, and then you can move into the other modalities that may be more lasa or something, but at least we have the whole spectrum for you to choose from.
It's providing the options basically.
Right.
And at least the options have been vetted. That's all we're trying to do for the general
Yes.
public.
Okay. I mean, this is just a very random question. If people ask me, why massage after a surgery?
Why massage after
Why
surgery?
not physiotherapy? Something like that. I mean, it's just a random question.
You can have physiotherapy and you can have massage. Massage is just a technique.
Right.
That's part of mobilizing your body also. So massage itself is a manipulation of muscles, which is exactly what physiotherapy is doing. However, maybe not as specific as a physiotherapy, because physiotherapy would look into function more than
Okay, okay. It makes sense too.
Yeah.
They focus on the area of the problem
Correct.
itself, right?
So they're treating, whereas massage is just more on preventing basically, and it is just used to alleviate, and it's not just for the muscle purpose. It's also to help with the immune system. It's also to help with the whole
Circulation, your flow,
yes,
the whole
your
flow.
nervous system.
Yeah, it's a flow, It's
It's-
not just focus on one part.
Yes.
It's a complete flow for your body. Open up all your chi, the chi flow.
And the
Yeah,
blood
circulation.
circulation.
It's actually a chi.
And it's just more in general. So if you're going for specific, go for the physiotherapy. But my question is, why do you have to choose when you can have both?
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, we do not tell people stop all your
Physio,
stop
yeah.
your physio, stop what the doctor advised you, just come massage. We don't do that.
Okay.
You continue with what you have to do, but you come to us for that extra bit.
Right.
For
the
that
additional
overall,
help for the
correct.
The
overall
additional help,
wellness,
For the
right?
additional overall supplementary from this side, from this industry.
Understand. I
Yeah.
think it's also like a mental support
Exactly.
It
for
is.
them. Yeah,
Yes.
when they feel good.
So, sorry to mention this again, but at Bonda Haven, all my therapists are actually physiotherapists.
Okay.
They have also learned the massage therapy, but they're also physiotherapists. So I always tell them that these are just tools that you have now learned.
Right.
So you got to choose the tools according to the person's need and at the time that they need it.
Right.
If the person is ready to work on their body, then go for physiotherapy because they're ready to achieve pain. They're
Right.
accept.
They're ready to
Yeah.
face it
They're
themselves. in a way.
some of
Okay.
them are just not ready, and you just gotta, let them feel safe first, melt the body a bit.
That's
then
where
they
you
start
guys
relax.
come in.
That's
Yeah,
where they come
yeah.
in. So if that's why I said, like, if people just again drop the ego,
Uh-huh.
if my physiotherapist can say I will learn massage therapy, why can't other people do the same thing?
True. It's also an added knowledge
It
for
is
the
an
person.
added
It is.
knowledge.
It
These are
is.
just tools to
It
help
is.
the
True.
person recover. That's all.
The goal here is to help the patient recover.
Correct.
In fact, I think in the module for therapists, they need to know about anatomy,
Anatomy,
anyway.
yes.
They have
Massage
a qualified
therapists, yeah.
therapist needs to understand anatomy. It's not just simply tekan where
Yeah.
they think is right. They have to study the anatomy. So they will understand. And of course, you've always been asked to declare in the form.
Correct.
your condition.
Yeah.
Did you just have a surgery?
Okay.
Where is your surgery, or other medical conditions that you wish to let us know, so that we know how to cater to your requirement and still give you the same experience.
Understand.
Yeah, so it's a two-way thing. There's always all the accredited centers all have forms that you must fill in to talk about your conditions before you start your treatment.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Hana and Miss Bibi,
Yeah,
for
welcome.
sharing this part of insightful
Yes,
information
yes.
with
A lot
us.
of people doesn't know that, right?
Yeah.
It's a very
Right.
simple thing. So that's why we encourage you to go to the accredited, approved service providers.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. We are done with this segment.
Okay.
Thank you so much
Okay.
for all the information. We will move on to
Lovely
the
to
next.
share. Yeah.
Right.
We are happy to hear. We want the audiences to learn as well. Therefore, we will take a 15 minutes break and we'll be back on to the last and final segment after this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final segment of today's episode. So let's not waste time. I want to dive right into the question because this is going to be the key part of today's episode. And after that, we'll be moving into a rapid fire question round. Okay.
Okay.
So let me start with the question. What are the real risks if integrative health is poorly governed? Who gets hurt first? Is it the patient, the hospital, or the industry itself?
You want to answer first?
Well, I would say first the patient,
Right.
because the side effects, I mean, that's where you get botched, like people go for certain procedures, say facial procedures, and then they get botched treatment. The patient will get hurt first. But it is what you call, it's a domino effect, right? So obviously, eventually it will affect the industry. And bad news travel very fast, by the way, not good news. So once you have someone having a botched procedure, it's going to give us a very bad publicity. So we at our association level want to make sure that this doesn't happen. We are always fighting that. We are fighting this. It's an ongoing battle because there will always be newcomers, new copycats who would like to come in and just grab a piece of the cake, right? Without having consideration for safety, for meeting regulation. They are only motivated by profit. So it is our role to actually do that. So therefore, I would say all three will be affected because it will be a domino effect.
Okay.
And we don't want this for our tourism industry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
right.
We want
Correct.
the
Do you
people
want
to have a
something
better
to add on?
trust.
I'm sure you have something
That's
to
good.
add.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move on. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what practices or behaviors that are like currently tolerated that you think it probably shouldn't be tolerated?
Okay.
Yes. Let's hear it.
IV drips. I it's so difficult for me to even bring the subject up because I
Yes.
know
Right.
I'll be offending my own,
Yes.
Some of our
our
members, for
members,
example,
so-
who uses IV drips. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm understanding it correctly.
Okay.
So there is that question: is it a lifestyle thing? Is it really medical need? And most of these IV drips are more for like vitamin C.
Okay.
It's to have nice skin, healthier bodies. The thing is, like, if it's regulated, then it becomes a medical need
Okay.
for me. But when it's not, then it's just a lifestyle. Not to
Hype.
say,
Maybe it's
yeah,
just
it's not
a
even a
hype.
need. It's just
Yeah.
a hype.
It's just
so
a hype.
Like a trend that's
it's like a
going on.
trend,
Right.
correct? So when
Yeah.
when does wellness become dangerous for healthcare? Is when there are elements of healthcare that has been taken as a as a wellness and lifestyle trend.
Right. It's taken into the context of aesthetic more than
Correct.
the. Okay.
So when you take that out, the activity out of healthcare system, putting it into the wellness system without it being regulated.
Right.
That's the dangerous part that I'm, as an association, we're always going to be wary. We've actually rejected members because they're offering this without proper guidance. So, like, I don't know what else to do, like
Yeah.
to stop the trending. But I think we can advocate this and advise the public, the general public, on why is it important for you to get this treatment. It may be good, it may be beneficial, and I've seen medical doctors approving of it. But get it done
At
correctly.
the right place,
and
yeah. At the right place. Remember, we have a differentiation of where one can do so much, and then we have to pass it on to our partners in the medical side.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
not something that we can profess to do everything. And the other dangerous area today is social media, to be honest, because
Claims, yeah.
anybody can just get onto TikTok and start to claim, you put in an influencer and she or he is good at telling stories or do a little dance or something, and then everybody is just taken in, right? But
Just because it's a user-generated content,
Exactly.
they take their words as
Yeah.
like real experience.
And I mean, you look at today, you get on the LRT, everybody's on their phone,
phone,
anyway. And what do you think they're doing on their phone? Watching TikTok or some some
like quick
Instagram,
dopamine release.
quick one. Yeah, exactly.
Before I go back to the stress.
Correct. But then if you're just looking at it for information, it's okay. But there will be many who actually believe in what they see.
True.
And that is where the danger comes in, because it's not really a platform that's approved, put it that way, because it's not regulated. I can say what I want you to believe, right? I can convince you to come to my salon and do this and do that, and hey, this is how you're going to look after this.
Okay, that's
so
a very-
everything and you can AI generate the image. I mean, it's just
It's
an
getting
attraction.
scarier
Yeah,
these
that's
days,
right. I mean, it's
exactly.
like makcik-makcik also suddenly can look very glamorous with AI.
Yeah.
So that's where the danger lies, to be honest. So we need to be very concerned about how that can be regulated.
True.
It's easier if it's in outlets or clinics, you can still control that with your license, with your vetting. But if it is just on social media, online, how do you control that?
Right.
So that is actually very critical, and it's really a big concern at the moment.
Okay. Now we are moving to the rapid fire question round.
Oh, okay.
Don't shoot us
How
down.
rapid?
No, it's gonna. I'm gonna give you a word, and then you're gonna choose with the options that I'm also gonna give you.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're still gonna be given options.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when I say IV drips, medical support or lifestyle trend?
I still stand. Regulated, it becomes medical support. Unregulated becomes lifestyle trends.
Agreed. Okay, next. Detox programs. Useful or you think it's slightly misleading?
Useful.
Useful.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
Again, of course, it's just one word, detox. So you need to know what detox you're doing. But I
Right.
think detox is useful.
Okay, perfect. Medical grade spas. Future standard or is it a niche market?
If it's regulated, future standards.
I like how you emphasize on
Yeah,
regulated.
it is
Yeah.
Very. We need to touch on
I'm
that.
going to be
yeah.
very consistent with my answer.
Yes.
Regulated, it becomes medical standard.
I think people also should know that you guys are, always giving importance to the part where it's regulated. It's governed
Yes.
properly.
Yes,
Correct.
yes. We are very concerned about that, and we are really, that is our utmost promotion. Everything has to be regulated, has to follow standards.
Right. Okay. At what point does wellness become more about margins than medicine?
When it's taken into when marketing is actually leading instead
Okay.
of the results.
Right.
So if you're going for you're going for trending,
Like the hype.
the
that
hype
they're-
of
okay.
it, then it becomes a margin led basically.
Right.
But when it's results, like when you look at it holistically, then it becomes result.
Okay. This is a very, I can say it's a very interesting question.
Okay.
It's still not like trying to put any hospitals or like, medical practitioners down. But if an international patient only comes for wellness and never sees a hospital, do you still consider that a win for you?
And never sees the hospital.
Yeah.
Should I answer this? With the right trained community of wellness,
Perfect. Okay.
right? With the right trained community of wellness, it is still a win because this first session that they come could just be an assessment of what they're having in their life. But for example, they come and see me.
Okay.
I will say these protocols are available at these certain clinics. You may think about having all this because this is what we're detecting. For example, if I'm giving them a questionnaire on their lifestyle and I'm detecting something and the results show something and I'm like, you're inclined for a certain thing, situation, a condition, would you like to go seek further expert
Yes.
advice? Then I can recommend. So I think it's still a win.
Right?
Yes.
But all this can only become a win if the integration happens between
Yes.
both the medical and wellness.
Correct. In
community.
tandem again.
Right.
Because I have heard, therapists telling me that the patients are so grateful to them because they actually discover lumps.
Okay.
I mean, because they know, they know anatomy.
Right.
When they massage you, they feel all your muscles and they know everything. And then they discover an unusual lump
Right.
that you yourself may not know it, right? So these therapies are the good ones. They discover the lump and they actually advise the guest or I mean not patient at that point, was
I mean,
guests,
guests, yeah.
the customers, to seek medical checkup, right?
Checkup, yeah.
And then it become actually a malignant lump or something.
Right.
And then the guest is so appreciative because had it not been for that massage,
They wouldn't have
They wouldn't
been
have been aware of it,
yeah,
right?
the patient, the guest would eventually discover it at a much
later
later time,
stage, yeah.
maybe stage 4, too late,
Oh my God,
So
yeah.
it would happen.
Yes.
It's
That's
really
exactly what happened at our
fantastic.
spa.
All
Like
right.
I actually
Would you
have the
like to-
client.
would you like to share more?
Yeah,
about
it was a simple massage. She came in for a massage, and then my therapist felt a lump. That was not referred to as angin. For some therapists, would
Okay.
just maybe it's just a knot, like they didn't dismiss it as
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Told them about it, that they were concerned. If she could, would like to go for a checkup, she would highly recommend it. And the client was humble enough to actually take that advice, and
Okay.
we're glad that she did because she was, I think she was diagnosed with stage 2, and she got that removed.
Okay.
And
That's
that was in
that's
time.
incredible.
Yes,
Exactly.
yeah. And she's
Yeah.
still our client now
Oh my
at the
God.
spa. So, things like this can happen. So even as a wellness tourist, they come for a holiday maybe, have the nice sound bath, going for a forest bath, and they end up with a massage. If the massage is done by a practitioner who's trained, the advice could come at the right time.
Looks
Absolutely.
like you
Yeah.
actually did quite turn her life around a bit. with
Hopefully
that.
we
Yeah.
did. Hopefully we did. Yeah.
Actually, there are many such stories.
It's many, there's
Because,
many.
especially for ladies, you do your breast massage, they can discover the lump. And the wellness treatment or a visit for a wellness treatment is actually wonderful because you have many packages. Like if you're coming for slimming or a detox program, these are all good programs for your overall general health
overall
care.
health,
Anyway,
yeah,
you
okay.
don't have to be medically unfit, then only you
Correct.
come,
Okay,
It's
okay.
not necessary. Just think of it this way. When some people go for an Ayurvedic treatment, for example,
Yes.
it's just one example. It's just a 10 days thing, it's a complete assessment.
Like a short course.
It's a
Yeah.
complete assessment of your body, of your makeup, of your body, and how to balance, how to adjust it back, because we are so busy in our lifestyle, everything goes off balance. So sometimes you need time to just say, right, this is reset time. So that's what you come for.
Relax, reset, and
Relax,
rejuvenate.
reset. Exactly. And Malaysia is affordable.
Yes.
I mean, it's a lovely place to be in. You see multicultural activities. You come at certain time, you can enjoy certain activities going
holidays,
on. Holiday.
yeah.
We've got the sea, we've got the forest. We've got everything, and it's affordable. So I think it's
It can go
wonderful.
hand in
It
hand
can
with the
go.
healing journey of the
Yes,
patients.
exactly. So
Right.
so it's wonderful that they come. And then if we find something that is not right, we will refer them to our collaborative partners.
Hence, that's why it's important for them to know that if these people are like actually accredited.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Credited.
Again, we need to use that word. Regulation, regulation, regulation.
For the industry part, I just wanted, I mean, this message I know goes out to the general public, but there's also a message that I wanted to send out to the industry players. Like, learn about all the things that our healthcare can also do. And I think this part is also important. Like, the healthcare community should be able to, not to say promote, but basically, discuss with us on what they have, so that we are also aware of what other options are there outside.
Correct. What's being
Something-
provided?
yeah,
and,
yeah. And what's available, what's new.
Yeah, and these two communities should regularly get together and have conversations to discover what's new in their world.
So like a brainstorming session.
It's a brainstorming session.
Yeah.
For example, like the IVF community.
Okay.
We have a very strong infertility society that's also attached with MHTC, if I believe. And this
Yes.
collaboration in future will result in a very holistic package. They come in for a holiday, we
Yeah.
provide them the, let's do
There is a medicinal side to it. There is a
Yes,
very
and then-
holistic side to
holistic
it.
side
So,
to it. So
Yes.
can you imagine coming in for a holistic therapy in Malaysia?
right.
And these are just things that you won't find anywhere else. And I think we should speak together, have that same language, not opposing of each other, and find
Yeah.
where our boundaries are, and go from there.
True. Like
Yeah.
maybe find areas where you guys can go hand in hand
Correct.
to,
Yeah.
tackle certain issues or
Correct.
concerns of patients. Because
Yes.
the main goal here is to make the patient feel safe and taken
Yes.
care of.
Yeah, the patients can only
Absolutely.
feel safe if they see us being safe with each other.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we have to project the same message all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't, like we work,
Yeah.
we are safe. Like, it's like having parents, right? Father and mother must be happy so that the children can trust
Said
you. It has to be
if
that.
They look up and they see Gado every day, then they also don't feel safe.
Then
and
they don't know which one to
Okay.
go to. That's why the question is always this or that. Like, why can't we have both?
True.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
That's very strategically speaking of it.
Yeah, because we do want to ensure that it's not only for Visit Malaysia year. We want this to be
Ongoing, yeah.
ongoing. It has to be continuous.
Right.
We want to actually make Malaysia a name in the industry for
So when
for
people
the
think about
wellness or medical
yeah, like
tourism,
wellness.
it's Malaysia. They think of Malaysia.
because the healing is part of it when we
Exactly.
speak about Malaysia. It's
Yeah.
not only the treatment, you get the hospitality, and you also get to taste the culture a little bit. You also get to really, feel free.
from
Yes.
the
Yeah.
satisfied experiences, they go back and then they share their testimonies.
Word of mouth is
Yes.
like, it works wonders lah, I tell you. All right, thank you
Yeah,
so much, Miss
Most
Hana and
welcome.
Miss Bibi, for being with us here today.
Thank
and
you for having us, Malini.
I can tell you that it has been a very eye-opening conversation. People
Good.
really needed to know why you are always emphasizing on being regulated and accredited and having the right person perform certain procedures on you. Because it can be done by anybody, but like what we say, the patient safety matters, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
So we've learned today that while experience is a huge part of the patient's journey, it cannot come at the expense of the evidence. For Malaysia to truly lead in integrative health, the industry needs more than just a calming atmosphere. It needs clarity, discipline, and a relentless focus on patients' trust. A huge thank you once again to Miss Hana and Miss Bibi.
Welcome.
All right, from AMSPA for being so candid with us today. To our listeners for tuning into Health Beyond Borders episode. I'm Malini, stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next episode. All right.
Okay. Thank you.